Well, hey, my YouTube friends, we're getting the stream started up. We'll be there in just a moment.
It's getting exciting.
It's getting exciting. We actually have the door open here in the studio, which may not sound that crazy unless you've been living in Texas the way we do. And that is just a mystical sort of thing. After 100 plus days, 100 plus degree days, I should say.
For 100 days.
Yeah, it just seems
Feels like it.
Seems that way, doesn't it? All right, guys, we're going to be starting in about 5 seconds. Oh shoot! I think I missed it. I was waving my hands in the air to get you to look at my spin this time. Gosh,
you actually got my attention.
I got so distracted by getting you to look that I didn't spin right. Oh,
jeez.
This is a hard thing to do, boy.
You need to tell me when you're doing the YouTube setup.
Well, the mics were hot and all that, and I know.
Mics were hot.
I know, and I thought, well, I want it to be cool and suave, so I couldn't say anything.
Oh, you're funny.
Well, hello everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to the Random Yap Part 2, the Re-yappening.
The Re-yappening.
So nice outside. We actually have the door to the studio open, and we're just telling we will start YouTube right before the Facebook stream, and we're mentioning that if you haven't been living in Texas or down in this area, then having the door open might not seem that crazy, but we've had a lot of 100-degree days, so actually having a cool day is so special.
We fancy.
Yeah, it hasn't been that many hot days, really this year. I mean, the ones that we've had have been hot, like 105, but it's one of those, but then it sounds terrible, but then you look at the actual feels, what does it feel like? And it says 115, and you go oh my goodness, what the heck? But today, though, it's been in the 70s. Tomorrow's going to be in the 70s. It's just so nice.
I know, it's totally different.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But Jackie's getting the stream started, and we'd love to chat with everybody. Anybody that wants to chat, if you want to do so, just do it on Facebook. Right now, we're not able to read the YouTube comments as they're going live, but we can on my Facebook art channel page thing and on my personal
technical.
Facebook. It's a very technical show, which I'm sure you guys realize by now.
Yeah, you haven't even gotten the spin down, so it's getting serious.
I know, and as you can tell, I still got the same chair. If you've joined us before, but tonight though, I'm going to work on this painting. It's a painting of Denver, the mountains in the background. I couldn't think of the name. This cool weather.
Do you know where it is?
Huh?
Do you know where it is? Where that scene's from?
Oh, I said Denver.
Oh, okay, good. Pop quiz.
I thought you wanted more specific than Denver. I was like, I don't West Denver? No.
You would be looking west. I mean,
Nailed it.
Looking towards the mountains. Well, let me say really fast. Kylie Sykes joined us, says, hey, guys.
Hey, Kylie.
Laura has joined us, says, hey, y'all.
Hey, Laura.
Linda says, hi.
Well, hi, Linda.
Kim joins us, says, hello.
Hi, Kim.
And Butch Massa has joined us, and he says, I'm Massa from Tokyo. Hey.
Oh,
thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for yeah, that's awesome.
And Barbara joins us, says, oops, sorry I'm late. Matt was singing Mariuch does the Hoocha Ma Coocha. I couldn't miss that. Oh, she was watching it. She was cheating on us with another live stream.
Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness.
Kim says, I wanted to thank you again for showing my painting on Monday's stream. Thanks for sharing it with us.
Absolutely.
It was beautiful.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
And Butch says, enjoying with you guys. So hopefully I have all of the streams up with all the comments coming through. I apologize if I miss your comment. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you get paid the same whether you find all the comments or none of the comments.
This is true.
I know. I was thinking with my seeing eye dog that I hope they learn, because they work so hard and they're so diligent about what they do.
Yeah.
I always hope they don't figure out that they get paid the same, no matter, it's the same amount of kibble every day. No matter if they work hard or if they just barely phone it in. Yeah,
if anything, I would say they're getting paid more now because they're home and we peruse the treats a bit more in the cabinets.
Although, to be honest, though, I don't give Eagle that many treats because she's not doing as much. Because you give them a treat to reward the guide dog when they do something.
I sneak them treats.
Oh yeah, I do too. I give her treats. But when she's working though, she gets a ton of treats because the way she was trained at her guide dog school. I don't want to bore anybody to go into it, but there's some guide dog schools that don't train with treats, and some that do. And the one that she comes from, they do, and the philosophy is being that it's like a little perk. They don't train it so that they do the thing for the treat. It's just that every once in a while they get a treat, and it's so it's not every time they sit, not every time they do something.
Yeah.
Or you'd be giving them constantly, but it's just every once in a while it's so if they look
That's
a little bored.
That's why I do it.
Yeah. Or if it's a hot day, or then you might give them a little bit extra, and it just perks them up, makes them happy.
Yeah.
Because you want them happy.
You too.
I don't know. So that's what we should instigate in the studio is giving me treats.
Well, Barbara said, Kim, I'm glad you're here. I loved the painting.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, yeah.
If anybody else has art out there you want to share with us, send it in. We'll show it on the next episode.
Yeah, I would love to do that. And one of these days, guys, the big idea. What's the big idea? I'll tell you the big idea. It's to open up a brick and mortar gallery one of these days. And we're putting all that into, we're trying to figure it all out, but one of these days, the idea is to be able to share people's art, be able to, in shows and all this, and be able to help support other artists. So the brick and mortar gallery that we're designing, that we're putting together, is going to be done in such a way so that it works better than any gallery I've ever worked with. We're trying to take the best things that we've ever worked with from galleries from all over the place, and museums that we've worked with as well.
Yeah.
But to bring the best out of it, that way the gallery isn't depending on the artist to be able to support itself, which is 180 degrees from how most galleries are put together. They sell art, and the way that they make money is through the artwork. But we want to be able to have it where the gallery doesn't depend on those artists to be able to pay the gallery's bills. But what that means for the artists, though, is that you can have artists that come in that you really love their artwork. You think they're amazing, but you don't necessarily need to sell all of their artwork that month, to be able to pay your bills and all that. So, which means that you can take chances on artists that don't have a resume. The way most galleries, to be able to get into a gallery, the first thing they want is a list of all the galleries you've been in. You've got to be in galleries to get in galleries.
That's always been my biggest complaint with galleries is you're bringing your client list to them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's seems counterintuitive. Especially, it's probably because of the internet. It's probably because galleries and that sort of mentality has been around since before the internet, and now with the internet, and you can sell your own art and make your own name. That probably gives some severe competition to the galleries.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's funny because when you're just breaking into the gallery gig market, you need to have a resume with museums or galleries or something on it, or the gallery won't show your artwork.
Yeah.
Once you have that, and galleries will show your artwork, and they're like, oh yeah, we'd love to have you. At that point, for a lot of the galleries we work with, which it makes it dicey for us. We have to be careful because a lot of times here lately, they're not bringing the buyers to us. We're bringing our collectors to them. And it's so but we're splitting the profit with them. So, so it's it's people that I don't know.
And I think we're fortunate because we have a situation where when we do partner with somebody, we can usually make it so that a nonprofit benefits, like the Greller Gallery. We always do a show with them. They're brilliant because they don't really take anything, and then half the proceeds go to whatever charity you choose. And I think that they've probably got something worked out where it's the notoriety and the taxes, this and that. So which is great for them and their organization, but our situation affords us that ability, and that's nice. So you gotta be careful otherwise.
I was going to mention that the Growler Gallery was one that we work with. It's always great because they do bring a client list, and that's something you have to think about when you work with a gallery, and also that they have such a huge heart, and they're so great by helping support the guide dog school and all. And then Artis in Santa Barbara, we worked with them for years, and I love working with them, like Brian and the whole gang over there.
Yeah.
They're great. They're really good people. They're really nice people, and what they're winemakers. They do all this fun stuff. It's really cool. It's they're awesome. But most of the places aren't like that, And so when you find one that you really enjoy, then
Yeah, I mean, let me say really fast. Barbara says, "Hey, did you notice I earned a badge this week? I knew if I kept stalking you, it would pay off."
Oh.
She's now listed as a top fan.
Oh, wow.
I did notice that, actually, because I remember I looked at it like days ago or a week ago, and I didn't see top fan over your name, and I was a little surprised. But now, I'm not.
I didn't even know there was badges.
Well, yeah, if you follow somebody on Facebook, their official page, and you comment, like Fangirls of Dallas, No, you didn't. I guess on my screen reader that didn't even come up. Like, I didn't even know there was such a thing. You need to be a fangirl. I mean... Or fanboy, whatever. I guess, I don't know. I use a screen reader with my thing, and I didn't know why. Well, congratulations, and thank you, by the way. Yeah. Thanks for stalking us. Kim says, thanks, Barbara, for the compliment on the painting. My mom has joined us and says, hi, guys. Well, hi. Hey. Are you still at the beach? Yeah, I was going to ask, are you back from your trip? I keep seeing these cute videos of Tiny swimming. Oh. In the ocean. And Tiny is a tiny dog. That is the dog of my mom's roommates, which is funny. Barbara says, I agree with Jackie. I agree with you, Jackie. I asked if I could show one piece down on Dragon Street, and he said, have you had a magazine cover yet? Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And Dragon Street. You did a show at the Samuel Lynn Gallery, which is on Dragon Street, and I thought that street sounded familiar. And I remember it just. I mean, the facility is beautiful. People are nice and everything. It just had this different air about it. All those galleries down there have this different. Is that the one that JD guy was part of, or is that Craig Green? No. It's the JD one. Oh, okay. That's the Samuel Lynn Gallery. I like how thick his paint was. It's really cool. Yeah. I mean, he has live shows where he paints, and he has a big Valentine's show where he paints for couples, and it's real thick, and it's really cool. But it kind of has that same old school gallery mentality where you kind of already have your name, bring them clients. Hoity-toity. Which is fine. I mean, I like the hoity-toity galleries, going in, and checking out the art. But I feel more at home, though, at a gallery where art's being made, and there's and you... Yeah, it's very... I mean, I don't want to say lowbrow or urban, but it's, more gritty. Yeah, and that was something, the gallery that we want to open, I want it to be a cross between, an LA gallery and a New York gallery, which sounds very hoity-toity. It sounds very... I want it to have, You want it to be part hipster and part... yuppie. Yeah, well, and what I mean, from the California galleries, in New York, it was very hoity-toity, and then in LA, when the art movement kind of hit there, or in the California art scene was very different. Yeah. And the New York art critics and stuff were like, ooh, nothing good comes out of there, because there's all graffiti and weirdness and all this kind of craziness going on, and but there was a guy that went out there, and I can't think of his name right now, but he looked at the art and said, this art is amazing, but you aren't showcasing it. Nobody can tell it's amazing. They actually collects art and stuff. So he started a gallery where everything was lit really well and everything was hung on walls, and then invited the actual artists to go there. So you still had the feel of the. That's cool. But the art was presented well, so the collectors would go there and they felt comfortable, and they could see that the art was incredible it's so much about how you present it, and it's tricky. It's tricky. So well, my mom said she's home. I'm glad you guys are safe at home. Kim said, I just noticed the mountains in the painting. That's awesome. It makes the colors pop. Oh, well, thank you. I had them orange and red and yellow, and then I changed. I spent yesterday painting all the mountains. Then I spent last night correcting everything that I did and changing it. What colors were they? Tell everybody what colors they were. They were yellow and oranges. The bottom mountain was orange.
Yeah.
Orangey red.
Yeah,
and then the top one was what?
Yellow, I think. Kind of yellow, a lot of yellows and stuff, but I, because I was gonna make it lighter, and then so it was gonna be whites and yellows and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I decided to change that. So what I went in and I made it a lighter gray and a darker gray, and then over that I've put a wash of purple. So it's taking me 2 days to paint the mountains because I keep changing them.
I think you're on the right track. And I keep working
on the buildings too.
Like before we went live, you were like, I might go back and whatever. And I don't.
No, I wasn't saying that.
You said, or you were like, I'm not sure if I like it. I may change it again.
Right. Yeah, but I won't go back to the
orangey reds. Well, I like it. I can't wait to see the variations in hues and
that's
tones.
The next step. Yeah,
that you do.
I'm just getting it blocked in now with the tints, but I like this a lot better, I think, because one of the things that I thought about leaving it like more kind of grayscale.
Yeah.
And because the city is going to have so much color, it's going to be vibrant. Then up in the sky, I'm going to have a lot of colors up on the top too.
Yeah.
A little bit, like I'm going to darken it and light, so that I think that's going to be a nice little contrast between.
I think that'll really, yeah. I mean, I could see you adding highs and lows in the same hue of the mountains. I mean, like I could, as long as they're not just solid mountains, And
a lot of the buildings and stuff, there's actually going to be some white in the buildings. Like I'm painting it all colors now, but I'm going to go with a lot of highlights. So there's going to be a lot of white around the top of the buildings, and some of these buildings are going to be white. Then on the sky, it's going to be lighter towards the bottom. So so you're going to get kind of a reflection of that in a way.
Yeah, that's cool. That's going to be nice. Okay, have you gone to a full shot of it yet for people? Why don't you do it?
Boom.
Okay, it's
my new head right there. Sorry, guys. Hello. So this is actually a big painting. So it stretches off that way off. And it stretches off this way. It's 6 feet.
Yeah.
So if I were to lay down, it would be 1 inch taller than I am, and it's 2 feet tall. So.
Looking at you saying you're 5'11".
Oh yeah.
Are you? I thought you were 5'10".
Oh no.
Okay.
It was when I was a teenager, and then I kept growing, I guess.
Well, that's cool.
I've been ever since you've known me.
I think I think it's gonna be. I think that's a good choice to like make colors in the sky and in the city, and then.
Oh, thank you.
And I will say on that shot that because the light over you really blows out the painting, that the best version of all the color.
Change if I turn it?
Yeah, like you can kind of see the color a bit more as you back away the left side. Yeah.
But give everybody motion sickness.
Yeah, I'm gonna get vertigo. Anyway, you can go back to the regular screen. It looks good. Barbara says they snobby. Talking about Dragon Street. Yeah, and she says Deep Elm Art Company is awesome, which I don't know if you know of them. I follow them on Facebook.
Oh, I do. I follow them on Instagram.
Okay.
And those are the people I believe that have the big art yard. I think.
Yes.
And then I was like, for art, I would really like to have an art yard in our gallery or studio.
Yeah, they are really cool. Deep Elm Art Co.
Yeah.
They're really cool. Cassie has joined us. Says, what do you recommend for someone just? Oh, hold on.
I'm dripping.
I was in the middle of reading it and it went away.
Condensed iced tea all over my lap. I didn't wet myself, I promise.
Way to go. Oh, I lost some of the comments. Hold on. Go on with your thing.
Oh, well,
that's weird.
Yeah, if you find it, let me know because it sounded like
I know. It was Cassie asked a question and now it went back to something weird.
Facebook's been interesting here lately, but one of the things about the gallery though that we want to do is make it so that people can come in, and also actually have space there for artists that want to paint there, because it's going to be a studio as well. I mean, it's going to be my studio. It's where I'm going to paint. I'm going to be there, and so one of the things, if we can get it's all about getting the right space. But if we can get the space that has the room, then we want to be able to have space for other artists to be able to paint live there and all that. And so not only be able to show artwork, but actually to be there during events and everything and be able to sell their artwork. And, we can sell their artwork too and all this fun stuff. And be able to help the artists with prints and everything else to be able to make money with it. I mean, but designing a gallery sort of system that'll work, and I think we've done it. And part of the way of doing that is by also making it like an art bar. So it's a gallery, it's a studio space, but there's also like a place where you can go grab a coffee or something to drink. So, and then like in the place where we're going to put it is going to be sort of more of a downtown kind of area, or an area where there's people walking around and whatnot. So you have people shopping. If somebody wants like a nice glass of wine or a nice drink, it's not going to be like a shot place where you just go in and shot shots. It's a nice place to relax. And one of the reasons for that I wanted to do it like that is because I wanted people to be able to, I wanted artists to be able to go there and feel comfortable and be able to create and make a creative sort of atmosphere. Whether you're a photographer, a sculptor, a painter, or if you're a poet, poetry readings, all kinds of things there. But also though, if you're a collector, and you want to go there, or you just like art, be a place where you could go and grab a coffee or something and feel comfortable and relax. And maybe there's somebody sculpting over there. Maybe there's somebody painting. Maybe nothing is going on. You just, you just hang out with the artwork. Or you just want to check out the gallery.
There you go.
Were you able to find it?
No, it doesn't look. I don't know.
But Cassie, I'm so sorry. If you could re-ask it, maybe.
Yeah. Repost it again. I'm not sure why
I'm gonna guess maybe the question, because it's not showing up for some reason. It got lost.
Yeah.
It may show up on Facebook. We've had some trouble a few weeks ago with the Facebook comments, and then we were able to find them after the fact. But I'm going to guess that maybe the question was, how do you get involved with galleries?
No, I think it was a question about. Okay, here we go. I got it. That was silly. That was weird. I swear, man. After every live stream, I'm like, what is the deal with the comments? Like, there's multiple streams because we share it places, and then it's nuts. Anyway, Cassie says, what do you recommend for someone just starting out painting, acrylic or oil paint, and what types of images are good for beginners to start with? Maybe you could teach a lesson sometime. Oh, sure.
I started with oils, and I would suggest not doing that. Learn from my mistakes. Oils are really great, and oils, they're a lot of fun. The problem with oils, and I recommend acrylics really, but the reason is because with oils there's a lot of cleanup time, and there's a learning curve to be able to learn how to clean your brushes well without destroying them, and be able to store them and do all these sorts of things. And if you have an hour to be able to paint during a day, let's say, it may take you 15-20 minutes to get everything set up with oils, to get the turpentine or the non-turpentine turpentine or whatever it is you're using, and then get all the paints out, and then it may take you 15-20 minutes to clean up, and that hour suddenly you've got 30 minutes.
Yeah, oils are like a commitment.
Yeah, and they dry time. Yeah, and they take a long time to dry, which is fine. But acrylics, the reason that people didn't like acrylics at first was because they dried really fast. But now, like, there's mediums and stuff that you can put in with acrylics to keep them from drying so fast. You can make them dry as slow as oils almost if you want. Yeah. You can also put things in them to help them speed up drying. The thing that I really, really like about acrylics is, like, for instance, like I have acrylic in this bottle right now, and I'm shaking it because I have a high flow release medium in here, and it makes it flow like an ink. So you can use this like an ink. You can mix other mediums and work it like a watercolor. You can work it like acrylic. You can also, there's mediums where you can work it like oil paint. You can use paint knives and stuff, and it feels just like oil paint. And I've done acrylic paintings and oil paintings, and I've had people look at them and they're not able to tell them apart. Like, they'll look at the acrylic and swear it's got to be an oil painting. Yeah. It's just the mediums. And now with the modern acrylics, like, they're so great. I mean, they have UV protectant in them and all these different things where they should last for centuries. I mean, like, it shouldn't be a problem. It's just, it's good grief. I mean, we're worried about putting plastic in landfills, and those aren't even like treated like these are. I mean, these are made to last forever. The plastic bottle that's going to be in the landfill for 200 years, that wasn't even meant to last that long. Yeah. But this is pretty much permanent. And they're awesome. I don't know. They're so much easier to use and clean up. Sorry. Yeah, no. I would agree. And then, and she asked, like, what images to start with. I was thinking, I mean, I'm sure you have your thoughts, but I'd love to hear your
Because
thoughts.
I don't paint. I'm not that good. But if I was to start and try and learn, I'd probably pick some like of those typical imagery you see in those sip and paints, because I think those are like almost built for step-by-step process. So
that's a great idea.
You can do like underpainting with the gradients or whatever, and then you maybe have a silhouette in the front, and then it's a little bit easier than Or go old school and watch some Bob Ross.
Yeah, the only thing about Bob Ross, like a lot of times people will look at Bob Ross and he's painting in oils, but he's doing a wet on wet technique.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a very specific technique, and he didn't invent it, and the guy that he learned it from didn't invent it. Like they've been using that for a long, long time. It's an old technique, alla prima sort of like painting, and it's great, but it's very specific. So it's that kind of painting. Where there's lots of different ways to paint, but so that's sort of a one stroke kind of wet on wet sort of painting.
And there's no shortage of.
It's a great way to paint. Like, I'm not knocking it. I'm just meaning that a lot of people try that and they think, oh, that's how you oil paint.
Yeah.
And that's one way to oil paint, but it's not. The way that I use acrylics is actually one way to do oil paints. I started with oil. I started with illustration and drawing first, then did oils, and then did watercolors and acrylics and all that. But the way that I do it, like this is very anti Bob Ross in his style. And that he would do this and really quickly and do it wet on wet, where I do it with a kind of an older sort of technique where you're blocking in the colors, you're doing it layer after layer, and you're kind of building up the color. So there's no right or wrong, it's just different, So it's nice to know that there's differences. But your idea of because you can get on Google, you can get on somewhere, and you can look up those paint and set places. Like you don't even have to, if you're wanting to do it at your house, you can just get on Yahoo or Google or something. And type in, like, what sort of paintings do they paint? Probably give you tons of ideas.
There's no shortage of YouTube videos of people. I mean, like, there was a YouTuber that every once in a while would tune into to our show back in the day, the Art Sherpa.
Oh, yeah.
And she does, like, hardcore tutorial, step-by-step. Her stuff's beautiful. It's very cool.
That's cool.
So...
I was going to say, too, doing nature scenes is a really good way to start, too, because if you start trying to do a portrait, which is what I did. So, like I say, learn from my mistakes. The first but I'd drawn all my life, but the first painting I tried to do was a self-portrait of myself, and which was fine, because I did a rule that I wasn't allowed to stop painting. So, if I had... didn't have that rule, I probably would have stopped painting because it just turns out so terrible. But the nice thing about doing a nature painting is that you can let your imagination go wild a little bit. If you get a leaf wrong, if a tree trunk is suddenly going off to the right, who's to say that that's not the way it would go?
Who's to say?
And that's it's one thing that's so nice about Bob Ross and the way that he painted was. The subject that he used made it really nice for beginning painters too.
Yeah, that's true.
By trying to paint in streams and stuff. Not that stuff is easy. It's not. Like to paint it well is really difficult.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to start. And also abstract art is fun.
Well, earlier when we were talking about galleries, Kim said, "LOL, a yipster gallery. I'm in."
Cool.
I like it. Janice Keene joins us, says this is so awesome. And Barbara said yes, and art is happening there. It's at the Deep Ellum Art Co. And they have a bar and a gallery that is well lit and presented. That is cool. I guess I didn't know that they had a bar down there.
Oh yeah, I told you all about them.
That's right, you did. That's right.
They had a huge art thing and
that's right.
The art yard.
Yeah.
That was one thing that I really liked about them was that they we're going with that model, and I think that's going to have to be a model for the old gallery model just isn't working anymore really, unless like there's a few that it'll work with that have been around forever and they sell their paintings for tens of thousands of dollars for each painting, and
like Brickhead Green.
So I mean, like, if you're selling your artwork for that much, and then maybe it'll work, and I don't know, but
well, Vincent has joined us and says good evening, hope all is well in Texas.
Well, thank you, it's good to hear from you.
I hope all is well in the Virgin Islands. Cassie, this was earlier, I was just about to retype it when I found it, her question. Kim says, I paint with acrylics too. That's cool.
That's awesome, yeah.
And Cassie says, thanks so much. I love the idea for your gallery, too. So, thank you.
Thank you. I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be an adventure.
Yeah, we're not sure where we're going to open it up either, and we've looked in...
all sorts of places.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be like Texas or... I don't know, though. It's a tough decision.
It is. But we've looked in the Caribbean even. We've looked in New Orleans. We've looked at...
Right next to Vincent's house.
Yeah. We've looked in so many different places around the world and around the country. And it's funny because where it'll probably end up is right here in Denton, which is north of Dallas. But
yeah, I don't know.
But part of that though is just because we know the area really well, and it's kind of nicely situated between.
I mean, if we're gonna do it in Texas, I feel like here is the place.
Either here or San Antonio. We have like 30 million tourists going through San Antonio.
Well, I should say Ron Captain has joined us. He's waving hello along with Sheila and Ken.
Well, hey guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The whole idea of opening a brick and mortar is supersonic scary. But, well, Barbara says it better be in Texas. So.
There we go. Yeah, and I don't really want to, I mean, if we move, I mean, you know, I don't know if I just want to move 4 hours away, you know?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's a tough thing to think about. I mean, you know, a lot of people out there have opened brick and mortars that are watching, and I'm sure you're like, I don't know. It's like having another child, I would assume. And the idea of moving, our entire family's here. Although I will say that I never planned on living in Texas my whole life. So that, for me, is kind of a thing. And I know if we open a brick and mortar, it's a little bit of a solidifying it a tiny bit more.
Yeah.
That will forever be here.
Maybe so. Maybe not, though. You never know.
I don't know.
know.
Ron says Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
That's not a bad idea. You know, I've looked there, and there's also in Tennessee. Oh, there's a couple other towns I actually looked at as well, and
I wonder how artsy
Pigeon
it is.
Forge and but that's like where Dolly Parton and stuff. I think is.
That's cool.
But she seems like a really cool person. I'd like to.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to meet her.
Yeah, I mean that could be cool. I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Oh, you know what? Okay, here's what we need to do.
Barbara says, "Me neither," and yet here we are. About being in Texas.
We just need to start a franchise. That's what we need. We need to do galleries all over the place, and we'll all team up together, guys, and we'll just tour the world, going from one gallery to the other.
Well, we could do it like what's his name, like Kincaid. You could have galleries in every mall in the U.S.
Yeah. We'll show them Painter of Light. Whatever. Step over Kincaid.
Painter of Light. Anyway, well, we'll see how this plays out. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun to think about and plan and stuff. And
I want to know how many people out there, and you guys can share. How many people out there, even though you're not in the market to buy a new home, are constantly on Zillow, like I am? Like, I don't know if that's just a Pinterest, a version of Pinterest in the housing market.
Yeah.
Or if I'm crazy.
I love doing that too.
I'm on Zillow all the time.
Yeah, I go in there like once a day at least, and either for a home, like for like just looking at houses in the area, or also for commercial real estate.
Yeah.
I'll look at both, and just.
Yeah, I don't know if like it's the itching to move out of this house.
Well, I
don't know.
It's almost becoming just a thing of curiosity, because I've done it for so many years now.
It's habit.
That whenever you're going around town and something like goes for sale or something, you're like, oh, I know. Oh, like that building went, it's $400,000. Or this one's, this, or that house over there is worth this, and so you start learning the property. I don't know.
Vincent says, stay in Texas and create art. Traveling shows are a cool idea.
Yeah.
And then
That's a good idea.
said you're not alone on Zillow.
That's a good idea. You know, that's something that we thought about too.
What is Vincent looking for on Zillow though? I would imagine, and I'll be honest, I've looked at some of his Facebook where he has a nice view, and I'm like, we could swap. There's been movies made where whole families swap households.
You don't find that view if you don't look. You got to get on there and look around.
I know. Well, Joe Blackstop has joined us and says Roanoke, Virginia would be a great place.
Hey, Joe.
Love to have you join us.
Oh,
yeah. Roanoke, Virginia was probably top 2 or 3 places that was my favorite when we were going out, and the company helped because you guys were awesome.
Yeah, you guys are incredible. Boy, that's tell everybody hi.
Yeah.
I have to say, like with Joe, like in the whole gang at Roanoke, Virginia, they put together the best fundraisers for nonprofits and charities.
It's always a party, man.
It's just incredible.
There's a pre-party, a party, an after-party. It's all parties.
Well, and they raise so much for the charities and stuff, and they do it every year. And every year it was just this crazy sort. I mean, it was just incredible. I mean, it was just crazy. It really is. I haven't seen any other nonprofit or charity do anything like that.
Yeah.
But the only ones that come close really, or will. And not like the stage production, nobody comes close to them.
Yeah.
But the Epilepsy Foundation, they definitely have their poop in a group when it comes to being able to raise funds.
Yeah, the Dallas Fort Worth Epilepsy Foundation, they know what they're doing.
They do. Well, they could teach a class, I guess. I'm gonna take it.
Well, Linda says I'm not. Speaking of being on Zillow, she's not. Kim says we look at Zillow more for land, but not overly serious. Yeah, that's one thing. I'll get on Zillow, and then you see like land lots, and you're like, because I have one of my best friend has built their house like twice over, and so I'm like, that's a whole nother thing, is like building your own house if you buy the land. That seems crazy. But and then Vincent, he sent us found the theater on Realtor.com. So he sent us a link to Realtor.com with the space over there by him. I believe the place that he's doing his organization there.
Oh, cool.
And then Joe says we love and miss you guys.
Oh, same here.
Sheila says, I like to look at houses online. Then you get all sorts of emails advertising homes for sale. Yes, that's part of the problem, is that Zillow, and it's like clockwork, and this is probably horrible because I'm up at this time. They email like clockwork at 3 a.m. the list of like the latest homes you might like, and I at 3 a.m. click on it, look at it. It's ridiculous. What
I like most about all that is if you get on the website, like you start looking at the houses, and then you're obviously looking at the houses that are out of your price range, But then you start thinking like, I don't know. This one only has an outdoor pool. It doesn't have the indoor pool. It only has 7 bathrooms. Because there's no way you can afford it. Or I can't. But you start thinking like, I don't know. That last one was sure nice. It had the I don't know, the 10-foot walk-in shower. I mean, it's funny. It's almost like it's funny, we don't watch it here, but the Home and Garden. Yeah. First thing when I go to a hotel, if I'm by myself, I don't usually watch TV when I'm at a hotel. Mm-hmm. But if I'm with you or sometimes the only thing I ever put on is Home and Garden.
HGTV, man, yeah, and then we just watch it for hours. Yeah, we watch it until it reruns, and it's back to the first episode when we walked into.
Yeah, and you think, it's that couple again, and they chose the wrong home. Well, you should have chose number 2, guy couple.
Ron says we are ready to move to. Well, Texas is nice.
Yeah, we got plenty of room here.
We got good barbecue.
Yeah, we were voted the number 1 small town
Denton
6 years ago.
Denton. I mean, yeah, Denton's
and then a lot of people moved here after we were voted the number 1 small town. We had a lot of people moving in. It's still nice, but I mean, I was surprised when they said we're number 1. I thought, what?
I don't know.
I'm
I'm not surprised.
Really?
I mean, if you're gonna, I don't.
I mean, I
because
don't think
it's like
terrible.
okay.
I mean, at all. I loved Denton, but
because Denton.
what?
I mean, I know they call Denton Little D because it's the littler version of Dallas, which is totally inaccurate. It is nothing like Dallas. It's actually a little Austin.
It is a little. It should be the little A.
Exactly, but we start with a T. It's all absurd. Anyway, Kim says some of my fam is into tiny homes, so hence the interest in land. That's pretty cool.
That is.
I'm
Would you like a camper?
We've got a camper just for you. Speaking of, I've been trying to convince John to haul the camper into our backyard.
Gosh.
And I mean, one of our parents are going to have to be here eventually, and we could put some potted plants out. Maybe a little ramp up into it. Bam! Mother-in-law suite.
There you go.
She'll love it. Nicole has joined us and says, dropping by to say hello. I've been a fan for a long time. Trying to decide which painting will be my first purchase is so hard because I love so many of them. Oh, well, thanks for joining us. That's
thank
awesome.
you so much. What a kind thing to say. That's so sweet.
And Vincent says, we all watch home remodeling shows, but we really shouldn't remodel our own home. I would agree. Mm-hmm. And what's funny about that is that we do this a lot. John and I we'll sit out in the back, and the house needs so much work, and so we'll start to laundry list it. And you're the type that's like, yeah, we'll just I can get my dad over, we can do this.
I got a hammer.
And I'm just thinking
I'm
ahead.
a screwdriver.
He doesn't have time to. We just trying to get commissions done really fast, trying to do different things, trying to, major mural projects with deadlines, this and that. And I'm like, you want to drywall the house? I don't, let's just leave it up to I'm that person that would just rather pay someone to come in and then it gets done.
Yeah. I'm coming over to your way of thinking too. There's definitely things around the house that I would want to get paid to get done, but also, one thing I'd really like to do is just for the learning opportunity too, is be able to have my dad come over and be able to show me and Jack, our son, how to do a few things.
Have a bonding moment furiously over drywall.
Yeah, because my dad knows how to do all that. He knows how to do the plumbing, electrical, tiling, all that. He can do all of that, and I think my dad's getting really close to retirement and stuff, and I think it'd be fun to have him over, and
it'd be cool.
I think he would enjoy it.
What about the idea of we hiring somebody and you guys just setting up sort of lawn chairs with a cooler of beer? Maybe Jack's got some, Snapple.
Have you
and you guys just watch the paid dudes do it. I think your dad would actually appreciate this idea.
Have you met my dad? You can't make him sit still.
Well,
he's got.
I don't know. These days, your mom sent me. In fact, I wish I had this up for the crowd. Your mom literally sent me a picture of him in his new hammock with his hat over his eyes and her just feeding him grapes.
That's funny.
So I'm pretty sure he's settling in
That's nice.
to retirement.
That's nice. Yeah. We just bought him a hammock. I'm glad to hear you liked. I'm glad she's using it.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
But him though, he loves the late. He loves in the afternoon at the lake, to read and lay in a hammock or something. But he's got to be working on something.
Well, Barbara says, my daughter always had this dream about building an art complex with a gallery studio in the center, like a hub of a wheel, and residences for all of us on the outside of the circle for either the family artists or visiting artists to stay during their work in the gallery, a living art complex.
I've thought about that too.
Commune.
I've actually looked every once. It's been in hot springs and different places.
Yeah.
There's little motels and stuff that'll come up.
That's pretty cool.
And they and it's in their and they have a pool, everything is set up. They have a game room thing, all that. Yeah. And then some of them have been converted, or where you could you could make two or three rooms into an apartment.
That'd be pretty cool.
Pretty neat,
except artists are broke.
I was just thinking, I thought of a funny video to do today if we could ever shoot it. But how there used to be MTV Cribs, or maybe there still is. But you'd go around and you'd see you'd see the houses of the really famous rock stars and rappers and stuff. I thought they got to do an art cribs where you go and see the houses for artists, but each one is more scary than the last. And they're all broke, you know.
The cardboard box is starting to get a little damp.
Yeah, and then every once in a while you find one that has money, but they're just weird. It's like that scene from The Big Lebowski where like that girl, that woman that was
where she's naked flying over.
She's just crazy, and they're just doing these weird things.
That's hilarious.
So it's like one art crib from another.
That's pretty funny. I like that. Yeah, I would. You know, it's funny because my mom is artsy as well, and we've talked about, like, she likes to go to Ormond on the beach in Florida, and they have an art. Well, they have real estate there that's gorgeous and next to a beach, but she's come home from her visits and been like, we can totally do an art commune. And I'm like, well, Florida's hot.
I'm surprised you're not down, man. Anything on a beach, and you're like,
well, dude, she also told me what the price tag on the real estate was, and it's like it's
reality
crazy.
hit, huh?
Yes, I mean we'd have to, the entire family, and then some would have to get in on this gig, and then you gotta like everybody involved, and that can get real dicey real quick.
Yeah, especially if you're cramped for space and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So.
Man.
Well, Kylie says your book is amazing so far. I have read the first 5 chapters.
Oh, thank you, Kylie.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm always curious, like, because I read that book right after it came out, and I'm always. It's so funny. We've been. In fact, we were in Roanoke, Virginia, and had some people that were like telling us, like, oh my gosh, this situation was so funny, and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't remember that at all. And it was like because it was in the book.
Yeah.
And what I mean, like, they're referring to our history in them.
Yeah, it's been funny sometimes I travel and people will tell me stories about my life to me, and
you're like, what?
And you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. What happened next? I don't remember.
Yes. Well, and I will be honest, like there's a good chunk of those stories that were probably because we partied a lot and I don't remember them. Ooh. But that's fun. Hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Write it down. Have someone else tell you what happened.
Everybody. You know, I think my mom was really happy that I wrote the book, because when I was a kid, she never thought I would learn to read, let alone learn how to write. But then, like, I don't know, like I didn't like to write. I mean, or read or write at all when I was a little kid. And then finally it kind of clicked, and then I was just a voracious reader.
I know, I'm waiting for that to happen to Jack. I'm waiting for those genes, those Bramblett genes to kick in, because he does not like it. And I don't like to read.
You read now, though.
Well, yeah, but now as an adult you start to, like, you know, that makes sense, but it's a long time. I didn't like to read in college. I mean, it wasn't like I don't know. Anyway, Kim says...
It's bad. You're having
stressing me out, man.
Flashbacks.
Kim says, sounds like you should move John's dad into the camper. LOL.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. You know,
somebody needs to move into the camper in the backyard.
You know, if he lived here, I'll tell you what, there'd definitely be some things fixed around here. You know?
He's such a sweetheart.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Like when the mural is done. And I'm sorry if you can hear the dogs. We have the door open in the studio because it's so nice outside. So I don't know if y'all can hear the dogs barking out there, but there's also, you probably can't hear this at all, but there's
the creature.
Yeah. There's like a chirping.
Yes, it's not a cricket.
No, it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's a cricket.
I feel bad because, like, we were out in this, like, 3 or 4 days ago, sitting in the backyard on the deck, and you can just hear this chirping. It sounds like a baby bird chirping, kind of.
Yeah, it makes like a.
Yeah, but it sounds healthy, and so I'm now concerned that it's under the deck.
I think it's a little frog, though.
But okay, for the people out there, maybe they know this. Do frogs mimic? Because you were doing, like, the rolling sound or whatever you call that. The
little
trill.
Trilling?
Yeah, and it would mimic exactly what he was doing. I think it's a bird.
I don't know, but you know, but frogs, though, during mating season when they're out calling, they'll call and they'll, you know, I think. So I don't know.
I don't know. I'm to the point where Linda said question mark tree frog. She
might be.
I don't know. Do we have tree frogs in Texas?
I don't know. It's a deck frog. I think it's
deck
living
frog?
I think it's living under the deck, yeah, but it's out there right now. But I apologize for the dogs if y'all can hear that.
Neighborhood dogs. Well, Barbara says, okay, you're cracking me up now. So this same daughter, the one who with the dream of the art complex, she went on vacation with her entire in-law family. I asked how it was, and she said, well, nobody was murdered. Yes.
That's a good place to start.
That's good. Vincent says, I would like to see your art in a projection mapping traveling exhibit. The Van Gogh projection exhibit looks amazing. That would be pretty cool. Like, have you heard of that?
We'll describe it. I think that sounds familiar.
So there's an exhibit where if you walk into
it's like you're in the room. And
yeah.
Everything. Oh yeah.
It's projected all around you, and it kind of moves and everything. Anyway, that
would be fun.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I know you were doing a show in Frisco this year that the reception got canceled because of COVID, but we were going to do an immersive park experience, and so you'd walk into Lake John's paintings. So that was pretty cool, but we never got to display it because of COVID. We never did the reception, but it
would be cool.
That would be I could see a projection of your park scenes, and then maybe going into like one that's all your animal scenes or something.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
There's actually software and stuff that's come out now that would make that, where we might be able to put something like that together here, and we could get our boy in on it.
Our boy.
After Effects and Blender and stuff.
No, we're slowly moving all the technical stuff over to him. Well, Wheels has joined us, and he's saying Budweiser, as in maybe that's the frog.
Maybe. Hey, Wheels.
Could be the frog. I don't know. I don't know though. I feel bad because I don't know. You see all these videos on social media of people saving animals, and then I'm like, we might need to unscrew one of the deck boards and get to it. No, I think it's fine. It's been when I'm working on the mirror. Oh gosh, sorry, I didn't have that camera on. I just hit a camera and it just went whoa. Somebody with the wrong one. I forgot what I was saying. Oh no, it sounds the same every night. It's So maybe we shouldn't mess with it? Yeah, I'm thinking, I think it's happening. I will save you, nature, even if you don't want to be saved. You're just But, well, Kim says, sure would love to see you all in Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. Oh, man. That would be fun. We were supposed to be there. Raleigh, is that how you say it? I think so. Correct us if we're wrong. But we were supposed to be at Durham, the library, but we talked to them and might be going out there next year. Yeah. So, do you know if Durham County is close to you? If so. They're all like that. Huh? Dun dun dun. Anyway, well. But here, let me show the painting real quick, guys. I know we're kind of winding down to the end of the hour. But I did hit the thing. So is this still on it? Yeah. Okay, good. I knocked the camera pretty well. And the center portion is the most vibrant colors. The light does blow it out a bit. I need to figure out the. It's just the painting's so big. If it wasn't a big painting, it wouldn't be an issue. Yeah. So I'm just working. I've just been adding color to the city. It's just a lot of little detailed work. So I'm going to keep adding color to it, and then the next step after that will be to really make some of the blacks pop. Then I'm going to put in white, and then do a little bit more tinting and stuff. But I still have the sky to finish and the mountains. So the whole thing needs a lot of work, but that's okay. It's looking good. Well, I'm digging it. Well, Wheels said, dropped in for a bit, looking good. Have a great show. Yes, please come to North Carolina. I'm right near Durham. Oh, nice. And then Kim said, I'm in Durham. So that'd be cool. Awesome. It'd be fun to go there. It'd be fun to go anywhere. Yeah. It would be fun to travel. I've been trying to figure out a way to go see my friend in Colorado and like rent a car. And I don't know. Figure the situation.
It's a long trip by yourself, isn't
it? It is. That's the big hang up. Like it's like 11 or 12 hours up to her. So yeah. Man. She doesn't want. Well, like I'm questioning flying right now, and then they are as well. So really, driving is the only way. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. So, are you going to be working on that painting Monday?
I don't know. I imagine. I doubt I'll be finished with it because this weekend is going to be a big weekend to finish the mural. Like finally get it done, and then we're going to actually be hanging it. And I think the 1st of October they're going to reveal it. So then finally we'll be able to show everybody what we've been talking so much about.
Yeah.
But tomorrow is going to be beautiful, guys. It sounds like there might be a little bit of rain, but the weather's going to be so nice and cool. So I'm hoping to actually be able to uncover the mural right now. It's got tarps, giant tarp all over it in plastic, and it's double wrapped. And because I had to leave it outside because it's just so big, and but going to be able to unwrap that and then be able to start working on that during the day. Maybe actually, I haven't been able to work on it during the day because it's just been so hot.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that either, if not Monday, definitely Thursday, our setup in the studio will be completely different when you guys watch because we will have the panels from the mural in here. And
yeah, so you may not be sitting over there
anymore. I probably won't be sitting here because we'll have the panels laid out where I am, and you'll be scooted over. And the thing is so huge, we have to make some serious room in here.
Yeah, and the fun thing about it is like this canvas is really big until you look at those panels, and those things are massive. They're just huge. They're huge. And then, but every one of them needs to be treated just like this canvas. So we're going to go through. We're going to put some stuff on the edges to protect them. Do all this work that we got to do. Varnish them. Put hanging systems. Yeah. Special hanging systems that we, because there's so many of them going on the wall, and it's going to be so heavy. I don't want the wall pulling off.
It's nuts. Well, Kylie says, "Come to Cali."
Ooh,
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I love Cali.
Yeah. Well, I guess is that all you are painting for tonight?
I guess that's all the pain I can inflict on everybody tonight.
Well, I guess we'll be back on Monday with more exciting yappity yap. It'll be great.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys, so much.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Be sure and like, subscribe, and share, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you Monday.
Thanks.
Bye.